Thanks everybody for coming. When I heard back in, I guess it was October from Ed that, he decided that, he just wasn't active anymore and he really wanted to go ahead and retire. I said I'd start the process. So this is kind of the conclusion of that. And I think I want to recognize Ed for, you've been a member of Civil Air Patrol since February 28, 1971.
Before I had my pilot's license.
Yeah. And a lot of folks, I want to extend the regards from Colonel Dom. He could not be here tonight. He extends his wishes to you. But when I first joined the squadron, you were one of the solid rocks. You've always been a real asset to the squadron and really a leader in terms of flying and flying ability. And I think we're going to miss you. We're going to lose you, but I think you've done a wonderful job for CAP, and it's now time for other folks to carry on. So, Ed, if you would come forward. Presenting you this certificate of retirement awarded to Lieutenant Colonel Ed Katz in grateful recognition of loyal and dependable service to the Civil Air Patrol and the nation during the period extended from 28 February 1971 to 30 September 2012. Thank you. Thanks, Ed.
Okay, thank you, Eric.
Thanks.
Just one quick remark. I've been a Civil Air Patrol, of course, been a big part of my life for many years, and I derived a lot of satisfaction from it. But as they say in Ecclesiastes, there's a time to sow, there's a time to reap, and a time for me to retire. So if I may paraphrase General MacArthur's words, old check pilots never die, we just fade away.
Retirement party or celebration. Is there any of Ed's friends or companions that would like to share a story or a memory or something that would be memorable for this occasion? He paid everybody off.
I'll share a story. My first Form 5 with Ed was back in the days that you didn't have to be in a CAP airplane, but you had to have a familiarization ride in a CAP airplane before you could fly the CAP airplane. So we were flying in our club airplane, and we did the Form 5, we came back and landed, and Eric Prevey had 772 at Hamilton. And he was doing O-rides, and he'd stopped for O-rides. And so you went over and talked to him and said, hey, can we borrow the airplane for a minute? And we jumped in, and we went around the pattern and did something with the radio or whatever. And came back and landed for, 3 or 4 tenths or something on it. And then after that, of course, we heard about it.
Do you have that envelope?
But I got my Form 5 and my familiarization right at the same time.
Okay. Carl?
I've had
Thank you.
2 flights with Ed, and the training flights with him, and he was a great pilot. I didn't have to jump out of the airplane. I was ready to land. Kind of bounced around a little bit, but he did a good job. But he's really a good pilot.
Thank you.
Colonel Katz, we were commenting about pictures. I've got several pictures of myself with different crew members flying. One of them's with Colonel Katz, but we're both bundled up like we're in the Arctic. And that's when I first came to CAP and started flying as a crew member. And I found out that those 172s are like a Volkswagen. They hold 4 people, they're air-cooled and no heat. Because I had a 73 Bug that was just like it. And we flew up to a SARX, and it was bitter cold. But I still remember that.
Back in '81, when I was working in GE, I decided to become a pilot. And I signed up with Great Oaks to take ground school. Didn't realize it for about a year, but Colonel Katz was the instructor at the ground school. And when I started flying at Clermont County Airport, the flight instructor didn't have to tell me anything new, because I already had the certificate and the training. He did a good job.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, great. Come have some refreshments. Come on up and enjoy it. Yes, sir.
I was taken down at Lunkin Airfield when we had a meeting. There was some dignitaries there, and that was the Group 1 staff back then,
Okay.
in case anybody wants to know.
That was the big four.
Where was the squadron meeting then?
Were we meeting at the,
The bank?
That was down at the,
no, we were looking for that event, but we weren't meeting there.
I'm not sure. Time slips away.
I think that was before we got the base, because we didn't, I don't think we had the van yet, did we?
No, they know.
01?
I don't really know. I'll look at that picture up there and find out.
When I first joined, we were meeting at Hamilton Airport in that old FBO building.
Yeah, the one they knocked down, that's right. The one we built up and they knocked it down. Remember the ceiling was falling down?
So was everything else.
Literally, the tiles were coming out of it.
I think that's where we had a meeting or Group 1, and Bob Medlock and Cass pushed me into being a group commander with back then. They had tricks up their sleeves the whole time.
Made you an offer you couldn't resist, right?
Yeah, right. They wouldn't let me out of the room until I signed it.
And I don't know, some of the new guys probably don't know, but Ed used to be one of the chief check pilots in the wing, and him and Walt Murphy. But I don't know, how many years were you a chief check pilot, Ed? It was a long time.
I was a check pilot for quite a while, I think in 89 or 90, something like that, check pilot. Then I became the chief, I don't know, for about 5 years or something like that.
He was good. He killed a friend of mine who was serving detail.
I think I was a check pilot before, and this, the wing commander, Marge Swain was her name, didn't recognize it or something, and then I was full-fledged check pilot.
How many people you fail over the years?
I don't fail anyone, but I just make them take it over again. I don't want to go through the paperwork.
You would have got back to playing with Jerry.
We just tell them, come back some other day or something like that. Yeah, it's silly to fail somebody. But, or what I did, I used to.
Couldn't do phonetics. They landed the wrong way on the wrong runway at Lunkin.
But what I would say is that I wanted everybody to be prepared. I mean, so I don't want to plunk anyone. Don't sign up if you're not ready and everything. But he was my prize instrument student. Yeah, very good, David.
Oh, is that
Great
right?
job. Yeah. Matter of fact, I trained him. You're always trying to get one step ahead of the examiner, and because it's like a fencing match between the instructor and the examiner. So I drilled him on all the approaches and stuff here at Hamilton County. So what do you know? They gave him all the stuff in Dayton. But he did all right, though.
Yeah. You actually gave me my first Form 5.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I was at Warren County.
Okay.
And what impressed me about the whole thing is how common sense you were in the deal. Because because my background was Air Force, and I thought, he did that very professionally, and he was concerned of whether or not I had enough situational awareness. That's what you were really concerned about.
Is that right?
You wanted to make sure that I knew what the heck I was doing. So I appreciate that.
I had one. Probably my biggest contribution to CAP is I actually did 7 flight encampments. 5 were national, and 2 were Ohio. And one guy was a general, And he was in CAP, and he was a general of A-10 group at one time.
Oh, is
So
that
I
right?
gave
Out of the Air
him-
Force?
Huh?
Out of the Air Force?
Yeah, in the
Oh.
Air Guard there, so I gave him a check ride. And felt pretty good about
Well, when I was 7 years old, my dad took myself and two of my brothers up for a ride. He wasn't the pilot. He took us. He wasn't a pilot at the time. And I think, didn't you say, I'm never doing that again?
Yeah, I was scared to death. I was scared out of my wits. I said, I'm never going to get in an airplane again.
He had a change of heart.
You didn't mind her birthday party?
Go ahead, Frank.
We have to get a sign, you know, for the Butler Regional Highway to rename it as the Ed
Cats.
Cats Memorial S-Turn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Ed, you should go first.
No. Ladies, let the ladies.
No, let's turn across
The
the.
ladies first. Chivalry is not dead. Go ahead. Ladies first.
I have to do some exploration. Half the cake is chocolate, half the cake is yellow cake. I don't know which side is which though.
And then that's the
So you're the ones that.
Just before and after.
Before and after. Make sure you got the glasses.
That's a good, yeah, because I wasn't wearing glasses then.
That's
Looks like it's pointing down, I guess that's all right. There's an old Saab that had a fifth tire on it, there's a peeler monitor.
Take a couple and I'll look at it.
Try smiling a little bit.
They are.
They are.
Say dirty diaper.
I love camera more.